You started your company because you saw bad work and knew you could do better. The problem is nobody outside of your existing customer base knows that yet. And the franchises with 20, 40, 50 trucks on the road are making sure it stays that way. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why trying to outspend the big franchise operators is a losing strategy, and the specific advantages you have as an independent restoration company that they literally cannot replicate, no matter how big their budget gets. I'm Alex with Redux Marketing, and we build revenue engines for restoration companies across the US. We work specifically with independent restoration operators, the ones with standards, with culture, with the reason they built this company. And we help them make those advantages visible online so the right customer finds them first. Let me paint a picture that probably feels familiar to you. You're driving to a job and then you pass a Paul Davis truck, and then a ServiceMaster van, then a ServPro crew heading the other direction. They're everywhere. Branded vehicles, national advertising, insurance relationships built over decades, call centers running 24/7. And on the surface, it looks like they have everything: scale, budget, infrastructure, brand recognition. But here's what they actually have. They have volume. And volume requires systems that trade quality for consistency. When you're managing hundreds of franchisees across the country, you cannot guarantee that every crew in every market is going to show up with the same standard of care, the same communication, and the same follow-through that a tightly run independent operation delivers. But homeowners do not know that until they experience it. And by then, they've already called the franchise, because when they searched online in a panic, the franchise showed up first, looked credible, and answered the phone fast. That's not a quality problem, that's a visibility problem, and visibility is fixable. What most independent restoration companies do when they see the franchise presence in their market is one of two things. They try to compete on the same channels: Google ads, lead aggregators, insurance relationships, and they get outspent at every turn. They pour budget into a fight that they cannot win with budget alone. Or they give up on marketing altogether and rely solely on word of mouth and referrals, which works until it plateaus, because referrals have a ceiling, and word of mouth doesn't scale the way that a system does. Neither approach takes advantage of what actually makes an independent operator different. And that difference is significant. Trying to outspend a franchise on their own terms is like trying to out McDonald's a McDonald's. You cannot win that fight with the same weapons. They have more locations, more infrastructure, more budget, and decades of brand equity in the paid search auction. But here's what they cannot buy. They cannot buy the owner showing up on camera and talking about why they built this company. They cannot buy the authenticity of a crew that's been together for years and actually cares about their work. They cannot buy the Google reviews from homeowners who say this company treated my home like it was their own. Because at the franchise level, it's just a job number in a system. The independent operator's advantage is realness. It is standards. It is culture. It is the story of why you started this company and what you refuse to compromise on. That story, told consistently online to the right audience, is something no franchise can replicate. It filters for the customers that want what you offer, and it repels the ones that are just looking for the cheapest option. That is not a loss. That is a win. Here's how independent restoration companies compete against the big franchises and win. Step number one, make your story visible. You built this company for a reason. Maybe you even worked for a franchise and you watched them cut corners and knew that homeowners deserved better. Maybe you went through a loss yourself and the company that showed up did not meet the standards that you expected. Whatever the reason, that story is your most powerful marketing asset. And most independent operators never put it on camera. Your origin is your differentiation. Use it. Step number 2, own your marketing digitally before they do. The franchises are running national campaigns. They are not doing the local, granular, consistent actions that dominate a specific market over time. A fully optimized Google business profile in your city. A website built around your specific service area. Content that speaks directly to homeowners in your region about their specific risks and concerns. Reviews from real local customers. That hyper-local presence is something a national franchise operator struggles to replicate at the market level. You have the home field advantage, and most independent operators are not using it. Step number 3, compete on trust, not price. The franchise operators are often more expensive than the independent companies, but homeowners do not know that until they ask. What they do know is which company they've seen consistently, which company has the most compelling reviews, and which company's owner they feel like they already know from watching their content. When you show up consistently and build that trust over time, you are not competing on price. You're competing on credibility. And credibility is a race that the franchises cannot win against an independent operator who's truly committed to serving their community. It works because you're playing a completely different game. The franchises are optimized for scale. You are optimized for quality. And when you make that quality visible, through your story, your reviews, your content, your local presence, the homeowners who care about quality self-select. They find you, they choose you, and they refer you. You're not trying to be everywhere. You're trying to be the obvious choice for the right customer in your market. That is a winnable fight, and it does not require a franchise budget to win. The independent restoration companies that lean into this shift start seeing something different within a few months. They stop losing jobs to franchises on price comparisons because the customers finding them are already pre-sold on the difference. They hear things like, "I saw your reviews, I watched your videos, I did not even call anyone else. I knew you were the one." That is not the franchise customer. That is your customer, the one who values what you actually offer. And building the system that finds them consistently, that is the revenue engine. Drop ready down below and we'll send you our before you run ads checklist.